Is this the first signature model of a Knight? I think it might be. Obviously, the Knight in question is Sir Brian May, the very, very famous and influential Queen guitarist. This Gibson Custom SJ-200 12-string is limited to only 100 models coming out of the Gibson Acoustic Custom Shop, and it's got a couple of key features that Brian May has actually designed himself, so let's just jump right in. So checking out this guitar, the most apparent thing that's going to stand out, not only the fact it's got double strings on it, but the fact that it has got a couple of cool aesthetic differences to obviously your standard J200 there. It's kind of, it's a little bit out of this world, shall we say. With, sorry, that was a bad one there. But anyway, it's got a bunch of astrology-themed astrology-themed decorations on it, including this custom pickguard that Brian May has actually designed himself. It's just quite cool, I think. There's Saturn, a couple of stars in there. Although is that Saturn? He's used a couple of rings around each planet there, but we're not here to argue about which planets have got rings around them. We're here to hear some cool guitars. Now, I'll fully admit as well, I'm a little bit out of practice with 12 strings, so I'm not going to be doing anything particularly flashy on it, but where I think the SJ-200 always shines is with that big boomy sound out of it. Obviously, this is a super jumbo here, and if anybody has actually played an SJ-200, you'll know that that sound is instantly recognisable, but just double the strings on it and it sounds even bigger. Now, for anybody who's actually played a 12 string as well before, there's another kind of key difference with this guitar that kind of threw me off at first. Now, usually with a 12 string, they'll always put that higher octave thinner string on the top, which, you know, the first one that you're going to be interacting with is always going to be that thinner one. Whereas with this Brian May model here, it's actually the thicker string that's on the low end. So what I found was, like, see when you're doing like finger picking and stuff like that, which is hard enough as it is on a 12 string. What I'm finding with that is that you're actually, at points, only just hitting that thicker string there and then still getting, you know, like the octaves on the higher strings. Quite a cool little sort of like, I guess, like way to approach this guitar in a certain sense. But then again, with a lot of 12 strings and whatnot, it's quite hard to get that accuracy with it unless, you know, you're like John Butler or someone who's a lot more accustomed to a 12 string. But what you want to be doing is those like big open chords because they just sound absolutely lush. So obviously the astrology aesthetics to it are one thing that is really making this guitar stand out, along with the way that the strings are actually like configured on it. One of the other kind of key differences as well that I was quite surprised by was with a SJ-200, usually they've got a lot of maple in there, especially with the back and sides to make them like pop and kind of be a little bit brighter. This guitar has actually opted for a AAA Indian rosewood back and sides on there and a 6 spruce top. So you're getting that more kind of classic like J45 sort of setup with this, which I think does help, especially like if the 12 string had like a maple construction to it, it might kind of be a little bit too bright. But certainly with that, kind of calms it down ever so slightly and means that, like, you know, if you're doing like even kind of higher stuff here, it's not like super ear-piercing, you know, kind of like high-end there, which I think was a really good idea. Now, some of the other bits and bobs with this guitar is it has got a Fishman Matrix pickup system in there, so you are able to plug it in. And with the case and with the case candy, you're getting a really cool leather strap that's actually got the same design as the pick guard on it there. And also quite a cool little thing as well, that you can actually like register the name of a star with this guitar. Because they are only limited to 100, you're going to get obviously, like, you know, not as many new stars being named, I guess, but it's quite a cool little incentive and it's very close to Brian's heart, clearly, because of how much astrology theme is on the guitar. So that's kind of the quick and fast of the Gibson Custom Brian May SJ-200 12 string. Quite a cool couple of changes to your traditional 12 string to your traditional SJ-200, which I think make this stand out a little bit. But the fact they're only limited to 100 means that, you know, you won't be seeing these around that much. And for anybody who is huge Queen, huge Brian May fan, this is going to be an absolute essential for them. So be sure to click the link in our description. That'll take you to the website to check this out for the very, very limited numbers that we have got. To round things up, this guitar sounds really cool. It's quite hard to play, but that might just be for myself. While you are clicking the link to our website to check this out as well, give us a like and a subscribe because you can keep up with all the latest news at Guitar HQ. But until next time, I've been Kieran, and this has just been a very quick look at the Gibson Custom Brian May SJ-200 12 string. Have a great day. Avoiding that monetization.
I was gonna say do it, and then you did it.
Or go.
Yeah. Just definitely killed a man.
I just killed a man.
Twice.